Good morning, longboarding mom. I am up early again today making brisket baked beans. I already got them in the crock pot because I kind of started this video backwards. I woke up this morning and just started cooking and stuff, and I had my hair brushed, but I wasn't quite dressed. So I'm still in my jammies. I'm not doing anything today but cooking, and it's my last day off, so my husband told me to take it easy. What does take it easy mean? Make baked beans and can them and barbecue and all that fun stuff. You know, cooking's fun for me, so it is draining. It is exhausting because my thyroid and stuff. I have all the good intentions of, hey, I'm going to do this, and then I do one thing and I'm tired. Sometimes I can do all of that stuff. It just depends. And so when I can do all that stuff, yay. When I can't do all that stuff, no big deal. I've got to tell myself that, you know, things happen, and sometimes you got to sit and rest. And I think that after my little accident in May, I should have rested a little bit more because I'm still having a little pain here, a little pain here, and a little pain on my knees and stuff. My knees, I didn't realize I had hurt them as bad as I did. I just kept going because I was like, I'm not hurt. And you know, the older you get, the harder you fall, and it hurts worse, and it takes longer to heal, and closer to 50 than I am 40. So there's that. But yes, I am so excited to get these baked beans canned because brisket, it's so good. I'm gonna have to make one more brisket this year, and hopefully I'm going to be able to invite family because I have all these yard games that I bought, and every time I plan on doing something happens, and nobody plays the games, and we just, you know, just things just don't work out the way that I want them to, and that's okay because one day I will play Yahtzee and I will play my cornhole game and stuff, and it's brand new. It's all brand new, and I've had the cornhole for a couple of years. I bought it for a 4th of July event, and then they canceled the fireworks that year, and you know, just everything, yeah. So anyway, I'll get to this video. It's already started. Soak beans overnight, and then I'm going to add more water to them and boil them for an hour. I am making brisket baked beans. I am sauteing some bell peppers. I have green, red, orange in this pan, and some bacon grease. I baked some bacon this morning. I'm not going to use all of that in my, probably like half of that. And then in this pan, I have simmering some white navy beans. I soaked them overnight. You bring them up to a boil, and then you simmer for an hour. It says an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and 10 minutes. I can't remember, but I, the other day made them, before I went to work, I quickly got everything thrown into a crock pot, which was funny because I forgot that the recipe that I was looking at said to add canned beans, and I have canned beans, but not the ones that I needed, and so now I'm adding some red onion to it. I've got a whole bunch that I cut up. I cut up one whole pepper, but I didn't use it. A half an onion, which I'm not using the whole half onion. I'm not sure how much total it ends up being, pepper wise. Probably a quarter of each pepper and maybe a quarter of my onion, I would say. So yeah, so the other morning last week, you know, I made my brisket and stuff, and Friday morning I woke up and decided I was going to make beans, and I was in the middle of my sleep, and I was like, oh no, I better wake up and boil these beans. So I got up at about 4:30 in the morning, and I started boiling the beans because the recipe called for canned beans, and I didn't have canned beans. I only had these beans soaking overnight, and I got up, made some bacon, did the beans, and threw it all in the crock pot. Over here are the rest of my cut. These are just, well, what I had over in the pan over there, and I'm going to add the rest of those onions, just sprinkle them on top. I'm going to put those in the freezer, and once they're all frozen, I'm going to, like, probably quarter it, maybe thirds, and put them in a Ziploc baggie and stuff, so when I need to have some O'Brien's, I can pull them out of the freezer and just throw them in the pan. I think I have all my ingredients for everything. I kind of like, when I was making this recipe, I was kind of following the recipe online, but I kind of made it my own because I didn't want it, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't use the beans that they asked me to use. There's a lot of things that I did and didn't do. So when I was done and I'm like, ooh, I really like this recipe, I wrote down kind of what I think, how I made it. I only had dark brown sugar, so I used dark brown sugar, and it calls for 1/4 cup, so I'm going to dump that in here. And so what I did that Friday is I stuck it in my husband's ancient crock pot, and this doesn't remove. I keep saying I want a new one, but this thing still works and I love it, so just keep it clean and use it. So 1/4 cup of molasses. So I'm glad I bought the molasses because I'm using it, and I don't want to dump it in there because it's going to stick to the bottom. So before I do that, I'm going to add, this is the 1 cup reserved water from the beans. There's a couple of beans in there, so I'm just going to dump that in. Now I'm going to dump in that molasses. And we're going to add 1.5 cups of my homemade Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Doing this video backwards this morning. I started with the cooking and haven't even done my intro yet. My hair's done, my makeup's not, and I really don't care, so in a second here I'll probably do my intro. 1.5 cups of barbecue sauce. I'm gonna stir that up. I just made this, and I have one of these jars left, and this one's open. Because yes, I've used it to cook with, barbecue with. There's, you know. Well, guess what? There is one whole other jar. I'm gonna just scrape this into it. When I cook, I usually don't measure. I just dump. So it's hard for me sometimes to cook and show you guys my recipes and stuff, because that's how I learned to cook, was just, ooh, I like this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. And if I like it, I might be able to repeat it if I remembered how I made it. But it was funny. Growing up, my mom, I don't know if she was, I mean, she cooked like turkeys and you know, we had stuffing out of the box, we had canned corn, she made her own mashed potatoes and gravy, her homemade gravy. I think a few times she made homemade pies. But I thought like cooking was, you know, you open a box, follow the directions, and that was cooking. When I moved out on my own, which was at a young age and stuff, I moved in kind of a big household with other people and stuff, and everybody had to cook, and I'm like, they cook good meals and stuff and homemade stuff, and so I started watching the mom, how to cook and stuff, and I'm like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And she's like, I don't know, honey. I'm like, here, put it in this measuring. And she used her hand a lot, and so that's how I learned, you know, tablespoons, teaspoons, and stuff like that, and everything. I need 2 teaspoons dry mustard. There's 1, 2. We want 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I put 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper in it, but I'm gonna do less this time because I don't want it. It wasn't spicy, but it had a little kick to it. And I'm canning this, and so if I give it away, I don't want it to be too spicy for other people. So we're gonna do, just gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon today. I was gonna do 3/4, but even a 1/2 teaspoon is enough. Okay, so that is all my ingredients here. 1.5 cups dark brown sugar, cayenne. So now we're gonna add the bacon. So it says 5 slices, large slices, 5 little slices. Like I have half slices, probably 10, or 8 or whatever. It said 3 slices onions sauteed, 3 slices red pepper, 3 slices yellow pepper, 3 slices green pepper. Crock pot on low. I wrote 5:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. and that's if I remembered how I made it. I'm gonna stir this around. And now I had actually boiled up that whole package of navy beans, and I know I didn't use it. It was like a 3/4 of a cup, 3/4 of a bag probably. I see, I don't even know exactly. I just dumped it in until I was like, oop, that's enough. I got my meat over here, already diced up. We're gonna just crumble the bacon in there. Been really liking my bacon in the oven because then I have to watch it, but I don't have to watch it, and I can do other things. And if you do it right, it's just perfect. I don't like it too crispy, unless I'm putting it in like soups and beans and stuff. Really shocked my son didn't steal some of my bacon. My husband did. Okay, there's that. I probably could have cut that smaller. It's okay, bite size. 1.5 cups of that. Oops, get all that goodness in there. Stir that around. Oh, I'm just gonna put it on high. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it on high right now because I am going to cook this for a couple hours, and then we're gonna can the rest. We're gonna can it today. Got bacon fingers. I gotta wash that grease off. on purpose. The sauteed peppers and onions, I just squished all the butter out, or bacon grease out of it. I'm just gonna dump that in there. Can't see it. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this off and bring this over so you can see it. Look at that. That is just the sauce and the meat and the peppers. It smells so good. If you want, you can try your sauce and make sure it's how you want it. You can add flavor to it now. Okay. This is my beans boiled. I am not going to use all these beans. That's a lot of beans. So I'm going to dump in and stir it around. Probably going to use most of them. Okay, the first time I made these, I'm like, ooh, the beans are white. Do they change color? Oh yeah, they're gonna soak in all of that goodness. My sister called and interrupted me, so my beans stayed in my water just a little bit longer, so they did get a little bit softer. You know what? I think that looks about like the right ratio. I like my beans a little wet, and I don't want them, they're gonna soak up that stuff. I might add too many beans to it, but I think that's just about right. So we're going to put the lid on this, turn it on high, and cook it for a couple hours. While this is cooking, I'm going to, in the last half hour or so, sterilize my jars and get them heated up so I can transfer the beans into the jars. I'm not sure how many jars I'm gonna get. Might have to eat some tonight for dinner. But anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. I'll show you what they look like in a couple hours. Usually I put my baked beans in my cast iron pan and bake them in the oven and stuff, but these turned out so good in the crock pot during, you throw them in and you get to go to work. I love it. Well, I forgot one ingredient and I was stirring it going, this doesn't look right. I needed to add 1/4 cup, it says, of tomato paste, but I added 1 can at 6 ounces. So just a couple more ounces. Made it a little bit more saucier. That's what I was looking for. And see that water dripping in? It's going to make it a little bit more juicier. So I did not set my timer. It's almost 8:30 in the morning, so it's probably been on for about a half an hour. So we are going to give it a good stir here in about another half hour. My beans have been on for almost 2 hours. I did turn them down to low because I wanted, I didn't want them to cook too fast. So what I'm going to do here is carefully take out a hot jar, fill it up, seal it, and put it back into the hot water. I couldn't find my magnetic thing to get my lids out with, so I don't know how many jars I'm going to get out of this. I sanitized 5, hoping I get 5 jars. We're gonna go about to there. Definitely want to use your tool to get all the air out, because this is gonna be thick. So we're gonna just stick these right back into that before I pull out. This is where I need my magnet so I can get my lids out. And of course, you want to make sure your tops are clean. Put the lid on. We're not going to seal it completely, just like hand tight. And we're going to put it back into the water and pull another jar out. I'm probably going to have to dump some of this water out because it might be too high. Carefully put this back in. Now these are going to cook in that water for another 3 hours. I'm water bathing it for 3 more hours. So that's why I didn't want to do it all day like I did the other day when I went to work. So I went to work, I leave the house, you know, between 5:45 and 6 o'clock. So I got these in the pot at 5:45, put them on low. My husband got home at 11 and started stirring it. And I had no clue what they were going to taste like or anything. I think I might have put too much in there, so I'm trying to scoop some out. Oh, got some of that brisket. Oh. And so they were on low heat all day until I got home, and then I turned them off about, I want to say like 2 o'clock, and then turned them back on just to warm them back up again. They didn't cool down that much. I turned them off and turned them back on for like probably an hour because I wanted to eat them with my dinner. And we had barbecue chicken that night. I had baked beans and oh, come on, lids. Baked beans and barbecue chicken, baked beans. Oh, and brisket mac and cheese. Oh my gosh, that was so good. That mac and cheese is, I finally mastered my mac and cheese. My husband and son both like it now. They didn't before. I hope I'm not filling these too full. My sister always gives me Hags baked beans. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They're a barbecue company up in Astoria. They make brisket and baked beans and mac and cheese. That's where I got my idea from. And I knew I wouldn't be able to replicate their recipe, but I knew I'd find something that I like. I just hope I'm doing it right. My sister, she's so good at finding recipes and stuff. I think I'm going to get 4 jars. I was hoping to get more. I want to send one to my sister. Oh, I filled that one too full. Carefully try to spoon some out. Making a mess. this I made a mess out of. So I'm definitely trying to clean down the edge. So the sauce tastes a little bit different from last time, and I think it's because I added the whole can of tomato paste. I think last time I did only add I didn't write it in my directions when I was reading it after I poured all the ingredients in the crock pot and stuff, and I was reading it. I'm like, there's something missing, and I, stirring it. I'm like, there's something missing, and it was the tomato paste. And so, yes, I only added, I want to say 4 ounces of tomato paste. So next time I make this, I won't add the whole can because I think that made it a more tomatoey tasting. I hope not. I think I can get one more jar. Just enough for 4 jars. That's so cool. There's a little bit in here I need to scrape out, I think. Right. Don't know where my little one is. Room we got in there. Just have a little bit more. It's probably too much. Okay, now to carefully boil this out. Get a new paper towel because I made a big mess out of the other one. Clean all the way around. Get one more. And we are going to put this back on to boil. I'm going to take a little bit of water out. I think I got too much water in there. Yep, a little bit too much water. So what I'm going to do is I got an empty jar in here. I'm going to hold it really tight and dump some of the water out over here. I'm going to put this one back in. Kind of to hold my other jars in place. I should use a smaller. Okay. Okay, so we are going to set the timer for 1 hour. And after it starts boiling, so I'm going to put it on high. It's going to start to boil. Once it starts to boil, I'm going to turn it on for 1 hour. I'm gonna have a pot in the back ready to go with extra boiling water, because in an hour I'm gonna have to dump more hot water on top of this, and I'm gonna do that for 3 hours. The first hour, about 45 minutes in is when I'm gonna probably dump more water onto it, and then a half an hour. It's like every half hour you gotta keep that level above the jars is what I do. So it's gonna be on for 3 hours, and then we'll come back and pull all these 4 jars out and hopefully have 4 sealed jars of brisket baked beans.
You got the right idea, Wolfsburg. Yes, you do. You got the right idea.
I hope they're not too thick.
Just a little cat nap, huh? An absolute kitty cat nap, huh? These Red Bull things are great. I watch Plutog now and then. When they throw themselves off into the water, so they can fly.
Oh, he's hit the first corner! He's hit the first corner! That must be the worst start that any team's had all day.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned as well that the front wheel is bent quite remarkable. Both of them, look at them, they're all over the place. Where can we go?
No, you guys are dead.